It seems like it's been forever, and do I have it right? We've got some rain in the forecast here?
We do, and it's been an amazing summer because ever since July hit, we've only had 4 days of measurable rain, and only one of those has been 1/10 of an inch or more. So it's really been a long, dry run. It should end a little bit tomorrow. It's not going to be a massive deluge, but it's something. Let's check out.
Hey.
Exactly. Let's check out the high temperatures we had today. 84 in Portland again. More than 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. 81 in Hillsborough. McMinnville stopped at 77 with the warming, and around 80 down the valley. Made 90 in Medford, 90s in Eastern Oregon. So it was another very warm day, except at the coast, where it's very pleasant. Temperatures there in the 60s. Now offshore, look on Doppler radar. There's rain. Now the other thing that's interesting is too is we had a little bit of a thunderstorm flare up here over Harney and Malheur County ever so briefly. We'll loop that one more time. You can watch it come up right there to the northeast of Burns and then melt away. But this is what we're focusing on. Even though it's pretty broken up, at least it's rain offshore, which we have not seen in a long, long time. All right, speaking of rain, this is Hurricane Ian still pounding around at about 120-mile-an-hour max winds with this. You can see the eye wall very, very clearly here. Now, remember, the track had been taking it up towards Tampa Bay. Now it looks like it'll be a little bit south of that, somewhere between Fort Myers and Tampa Bay, where it should make landfall tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. It is beginning to decelerate, but it's still rolling at about 10 miles an hour to the north-northeast. Most of our models take it inland south of Tampa Bay. That's the Canadian model right there, taking it right up the gut, pardon me, of the bay, which I don't think will happen. But it's when you see all those lines converge into one area, it means that the models have a pretty good handle as to where this is going to go. So again, the latest update, it's Category 3, sustained winds of 120, pressure extremely low, 953 millibars, and it's still forecast to slam into the coast around Fort Myers as a Category 4 hurricane, which means it will strengthen between now and tomorrow morning. And then look at this, south of Orlando, tomorrow evening, it's still a Category 3, even though it's well inland. Then it quickly devolves into a tropical storm, goes back offshore, which means it won't weaken much once it's up over the open waters of the Atlantic again. So this will wreak havoc well north towards Savannah into parts of Georgia and South Carolina as we go into the weekend. So we've got hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings here. And then if you look at the storm surge warning, man, it's the entire coast, the west coast of Florida, under storm surge warnings. In this area from Fort Myers to Sarasota, they may see 8 to 12-foot storm surges. That's 8 to 12 feet. Basically, your sea level has gone up that high. That's salt water. We've got waves on top of that. And then, of course, the inches of rain. So flooding a major issue. Even storm surge watches clear up to Charleston on the coast here of Carolina because of that second landfall that it's likely to make. All right, back to our weather. Here comes our weather system. Again, it's not as impressive as the hurricane, but that's a good thing. But it will bring us rain. We'll have showers again as we go into Thursday. So this barrels in to the coast, weakens as it does. We won't get much wind with this. Maybe the south coast will. That's Thursday, and then the rain melts away. And then we go back to warm, dry weather for the entire weekend and beyond. Now, the rainfall forecast has been kind of going up and down. But I think, I mean, look at this, an inch in Salem, but 1800s in Portland. So the models don't have a very good handle as to how much rain we're going to get. But I like that number. I think about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch is most likely for the valley locations as that system pushes on through. And after it does, beautiful weekend, well into the 80s once again. So another warm weekend on the way. It is 62 right now, freezing level 13,700 feet. All right, let's check this out. Rain tomorrow. High of about 70. As we go into Thursday, 71. Then there we are in the 80s. In fact, 86 on Saturday and 83 on Sunday. Good weather for the Timbers game. It's still mild, it looks like, for much of next week. So just a little taste of some fall rain.
And there we go again. You know what? It's going to be refreshing.
It's going to be great. Settle the dust.
There you go. Yeah. Thanks, Matt. We'll be right back.